Alrighty guys, we're back for some Wayward Gruul, and this is a Streets of New Capenna standard build. We're going to go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked, but first things first, for anyone who does not know, I'm Redcat, and I play aggro decks and any decks with red in them as well, so I hope that sounds fun to you. So what do we got in the build here? We have 4 Hellhounds, 4 Goldhounds, 4 Kumanos, 4 Sticky Fingers, 3 Wayward Guide-Beast, which I'll go over in just a second, 3 Snakeskin Veil, 2 Eater of Virtue, which I'll go over in just a second. We have a single Antagonize, 4 Kami's Flare, 2 Lizard Blades, 4 Brushfire Elementals, a Kazuul's Fury, which I'm going to drop in the mana base, 4 Professional Face Breakers. In the mana base, we have 2 Den of the Bugbears. We are rocking the Cabaretti Courtyard and the Riveteers Overlook. And this could be any combination of these that you want. You could have like the 4 Cabaretti and 2 Riveteers Overlooks. It doesn't matter. They both search for a forest and a mountain, which these are going to be terrific with our landfall creatures, obviously. And the life gain isn't too bad either. Some honorable mentions, guys. Spikefield Hazard. More land is good for the landfall creatures, but honestly, Kazuul's Fury just made more sense here. Sometimes you're just going to want to chunk the last little bit of... you're going to want to chuck the last little bit of damage from the Brushfire Elemental into the opponent's face, right? So we have Chandra Dress to Kill as an honorable mention too. I think Professional Facebreaker is going to be better in this build for multiple reasons. Splendid Reclamation. I don't think we're going to see 4 mana very often. Now, there are tons of ways to get treasure, but also only having the 6 courtyards, or 3 courtyards and 3 overlooks, yeah. It could be cool though. Maybe like a one of. And then of course Crucible and the other legendary land as well for green is something to think about, but I don't think so. You kind of want these basic lands so that way you can search them for the courtyard and the overlook, right? So guys, Wayward Guide-Beast, I was challenged over in the Discord. If you want to join that Discord, by the way, there's a link in the description. I highly recommend it. The challenge was to make Wayward Guide-Beast good. And oh buddy, is that a challenge. I don't know if I landed on something here, but we'll find out together today, won't we? So this is a 1-drop 2/2 Trample Haste, and I wish it stopped there, but it doesn't. That would be too powerful. Whenever Wayward Guide-Beast deals combat damage to a player, return a land you control to its owner's hand. Okay, so that's a pretty big downside, honestly. So how do we play around that? Well, that's why we're rocking the landfall creatures, right? Being able to play those lands back onto the battlefield and getting a little bit of a benefit from it, that could be pretty good. But also that's why we're playing all the treasure cards too, because now we're sending these lands back to our hand, but it doesn't matter because we still have a ton of mana left over from Sticky Fingers and Professional Facebreaker, or even just the Goldhound, for example. So yeah, hopefully we landed on a deck that Wayward Guide-Beast is great in, right? So Eater of Virtue. Trying to make a card look good, so why you playing jank, Redcat, huh? What are you doing? Well, I don't think this is actually too janky in here. Eater of Virtue is a 1-mana legendary artifact equipment. Whenever equipped creature dies, exile it. Equipped creature gets +2/+0. The equip cost is only 1, so that's good, right? Easy, just get rid of a treasure. Equip Eater of Virtue. So first of all, before I go over the rest of this ability here, equipped creature gets +2/+0. That's not too bad. Like, let's imagine we slam that onto a Wayward Guide-Beast, which has Trample. So now it's a 4/2 with Trample. That's actually pretty decent, all in all, right? But whenever it dies, you exile it. As long as a card exiled with Eater of Virtue has flying, equipped creature has flying. The same is true for First Strike, Double Strike, Death Touch, Haste, Hexproof, Indestructible, Lifelink, Menace, Protection, Reach, Trample, and Vigilance. Woo! That is a lot of keywords, but yeah, that's really cool. Oh, that's such a neat card, but in here, if your Guide-Beast dies, now the Eater of Virtue, whatever you equip this to, has Trample and Haste as well. That seems pretty cool. That seems pretty strong. Now, the Trample in this scenario would obviously go best onto like a Brushfire Elemental or something, but then maybe you equip the Lizard Blades to the Elemental too. Ah, man, that That's a dream right there. But Eater of Virtue also pairs beautifully with Goldhound, with the first strike and the menace and the ability to sacrifice itself. Yeah, that's a lot of different things. Giving something first strike and menace off the Eater of Virtue, I really want that to happen today, and I hope it does, right? Yeah, there's a ton of ways to get modified, so the Kami's Flare just made a lot of sense here, and you usually want to hold this back for that extra 2 damage, but you know, don't get too greedy with it. There's a lot of creatures that just need removed on the spot. And so Kami's Flare, that's what you're doing with it. Wayward Guide-Beast and Antagonize could just close out a game. Yeah, I think the trample on the Guide-Beast is going to be huge. And I think that single Antagonize is definitely worth having in here too. All right, guys, hopefully I went over the deck well enough. Either way, we're going to go ahead and take it into ranked and see how it does right now. Okay, that was close. I almost went into normal play mode, but let's see if we get right into that first match for some good luck. Come on, game. Oh no. Oh no, guys. We gotta change it. We gotta say, let's see if it takes at least 15 seconds to get into a match for good luck. Game? There we go. That's the longest it's taken in months, I'd say. Maybe not months. Yeah, no. That took a while. I'm shocked by that. I apologize, guys. I always keep these moments in anymore, and it usually doesn't take that long. Pretty funny, though. Oh, turn 1 Kumano into turn 2 Brushfire. Or, if we draw a land... Oh, wait, no, we're going first, right? Yeah, we're going first. This is a turn 1 Kumano, then. The Brushfire is fine to sacrifice the Goldhound too. Like, so you could go turn 1 Goldhound and then get the Brushfire down off the sacrifice with Goldhound, then play a land, then swing for 3. But like, just getting that counter onto the Brushfire is going to be so much better here, I'd say. And then we don't have to sacrifice a Goldhound too. So Antagonize looking pretty spicy. I do hope we see Wayward Guide-Beast in a few of these matches. Oh, Brushfire Elemental eats the dust with the Flame Blessed Bolt. Professional Facebreaker, since we got the land, Professional Facebreaker needs to come down, and we get a treasure here, and then we can lay Goldhound too. Uh-oh. Unless Etching also eats a Flame Blessed Bolt, right? Nice, okay. Should I anticipate a board wipe? I'm gonna go with no. Let's get the Goldhound down and get some damage flowing through. Plus the first strike on the Goldhound pairs beautifully with the Professional Facebreaker. They actually spike field the Goldhound. Not worth sacrificing here. We'll just let it die and get exiled. Alright, this is control. This is Naya control. Probably rocking like a lore hold. Right? Probably something along those lines. Thundering Rebuke. Okay. Okay, this is going to be an uphill battle. This is definitely going to be an uphill battle. Yeah, playing this pathway actually slowed us down a lot here. I think I would have actually used the Antagonize this turn if we had the red source, right? Get that extra damage in early. Cleansing Wildfire on our only red source. Luckily, we have plenty of red to go around. It does thin the deck out though, which sucks, but nice. Really good draw. Let's go. We needed to see a creature there, and Professional Facebreaker is beautiful. Really, really good draw. Okay, so Doomscar could happen. Gonna keep it open. Wandering Emperor is a possibility here. It's still probably a full swing, though. And then we probably Kami's Flare the Emperor before the exile happens. That way we kind of nullify the 2 life that they're about to gain. We could do both of these too, but we could also go Professional Facebreaker and see what we hit on the top as well. Okay, that's probably worth it, honestly. Because if we see like a Brushfire or another creature, oh, I don't know if that's worth it. We know something's gonna get exiled. Okay, it's worth a try because we can reconfigure. And if they end up... So, yeah. We don't put all of our eggs into one basket. Like, whatever they choose to kill here, if we put it into Professional Facebreaker, that makes it too much of a target. So spreading this out like this, it's going to be Seed of a Ganjo. Okay. This is good. A lot of damage, and now if they board wipe, we still have the Lizard Blades, which Antagonize could go onto and just win the game, right? Oh, a Farewell, though. Oh, a Farewell would be so bad. Okay, they pass. Sticky Fingers would be good onto either of these, but it's kind of the same concept. We don't want to... I think we want to keep Kami's Flare and the Antagonize open. They can power up Cave. And whichever... If it's the Cave play, we have Antagonize to just end the game. Right? So they choose a blocker for the Cave. It's going to be Crucible of Defiance. So the Sticky Fingers would have been perfect here. Yeah, without Trample. So here's how we do this. Because they got to block both. Right? So now if this is a Fateful... They need a Fateful Absence or another removal to not die here. There it is! Oh my goodness, I was really nervous there. We didn't get to see Wayward Guide-Beast, but our deck did a lot. Our deck did a lot of things there. That was a scary deck, opponent. I was almost certain that I was running straight first into... Or head first into a Wandering Emperor, right? Hopefully finding the second match. There it is, 1 second. That makes up for the 20 seconds earlier, right? Ooh, okay. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I think this is fine. Man, a Brushfire off the top would be so good here. Opponent goes first. That does kind of suck, but yeah, no, this is fine. We're still going to go turn 1 Goldhound and maybe ramp... Well, hey! Wayward Guide-Beast. Okay. It's going to be Goldhound, right? We have Sticky Fingers, though. Maybe it is the Guide-Beast. No. No. It's going to be Goldhound. Sorry, opponent. There are, like, a lot of options for some reason. Riveteers Overlook. So Sticky Fingers onto the Goldhound is probably fine. We play this anyways. We'll grab a red source. So one of the cool things about Wayward Guide-Beast that I definitely forgot to mention. I hope this doesn't die right away. But yeah, you can bounce the pathways back to your hand. And then obviously play them as like... So this is the red pathway, but we could play this down on green then if we bounce it back. That's something I forgot to mention at the beginning there. Opponent, it's just a couple Goldhounds. There's nothing to worry about over here. There's nothing to worry about. I don't like that they're keeping it all open. Should I be concerned? I'll grab green this time just to have it. A Professional Facebreaker would be good. I just really don't want... Okay, so Kumano before combat, because we're going to return one of these lands to our hand then. And there were a couple different ways that we could have done that. this is 100% okay. Oh, nothing stuck. Oh, we could have gone Facebreaker and just really did a thing. I'll return the pathway. Just in case, I guess. We have the treasures we need. Goldhound ramps us like crazy. Kumano. Oh, they wanted to make sure they had protection open for their Lumimancer. Oh, so they wanted a bunch of mana. Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. They had these 3 open last time. Maybe they didn't have anything to play. That might be the case. So Sticky Fingers would have been better on the Guide-Beast because the Goldhound, they both already had Menace, right? So Professional Facebreaker. We could play this on red again. It's gonna be the Facebreaker. Get the counter. Full swing. They end up blocking here and wasting like a Snakeskin Veil or something. We get a ton of treasures. So yeah, they got something to play here. The question is, are we gonna use... Okay, they got the wild shape. That's good, that's good. It's out of the way. We don't care too much about the survival of our one creature, right? So yeah, not bad. We have Kumano to play. I don't want Professional Facebreaker to die next turn. So yeah, I do wonder if I just use the ability now. We'll save it. We'll save it. We have a pretty good setup overall, and I guess Facebreaker is a pretty important card in that setup, but I think it's just better to wait for when we actually have the open mana. Environmental Sciences. Yep, they're going to gain 2. Okay, so this is a Selesnya Virtuoso build most likely, but it could also just be Magecraft, but it's probably Virtuoso. Light Scribe. Okay. Surprised that didn't come down first to buff the Lumimancer even further. Because they might have been able to get a attack through there, but now they only have the 1 mana open, so our turn could be huge. Every card we have has Menace. That's about to get aced. And then we're looking for a creature. This is too many land, isn't it? Not always going to be saying that, though. There's going to be moments where we really need the land. Kami's Flare. Let's hit the... Let's hit the Light Scribe. I'm pretty sure this is going to be protection. But it's worth playing since it's kind of a free card off the Facebreaker. Snakeskin Veil, yep. That's why we went for the Light Scribe. We didn't want an extra counter onto the Lumimancer either, right? Searching here could be good. We could just look for more. We have land. Okay, let's see what else we hit. Snakeskin Veil. Okay. I mean, if we swing with Professional Facebreaker, they double block into it, and they're pretty safe from the other cards. So, double block into a Goldhound. We draw if the Sticky Fingers dies. I don't know, guys. We might hold this all back. Yeah, I think they held us up just on that Snakeskin Veil. I think that held us up enough. We have to play this turn. I want to plug that counter into the Facebreaker. Yeah. I mean, their board is stacked. As soon as you get Lumimancer and Light Scribe and you have ways to protect them, like it's a good stacked board. And so there wasn't a great swing there, and I hope the answer wasn't just to aggressively go for it. Because look, they're going for the guiding voice. They're going for the swing here. And that could be really bad for the opponent, because Kumano flips next turn to a 2/2. And we'll have 10 damage on the board and a ton of treasures. They still have one open. That is 15 damage. We probably chump block. Neither of these have trample yet. That could be a wild shape. That's a Homestead Courage. These are chump blocks. Vigilance. But yeah, I don't know if we're getting through this one, guys. I don't know. That's 20 damage. We could just take it. We could just take it. That's pretty funny. We might as well. We might as well take it. Down to 2. Let's see. Let's see what we draw. Hopefully not a land. Okay. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. We're going to start with the sacrifice of a Goldhound. And it's going to be the Sticky Fingers Goldhound, as awful as that seems. We're going to get a draw off of this. And we're kind of looking for... Okay, we got another Sticky Fingers. Hellhound doesn't have haste. Still worth playing because it's a good chump blocker in these scenarios. The Professional Facebreaker already has Menace, and if they do double block, we get to kill their Lumimancer. So we'll plug the Sticky Fingers into the Etching, and any amount of swings here could be deadly. So deadly for us, right? Because they could just get the damage through. Double block into here ensures that the Professional Facebreaker gets through. Do we just swing with these two? Make sure we have the 3 open to make sure we have a couple blocks. A double block here. 4 damage through. Draw a card from the Sticky Fingers. Could be a block into Etching if we swing. This is a tough decision, guys. This is a very, very tough decision, and I apologize for taking a second there. Okay, it's going to be the 4 coming through, and we draw off the Sticky Fingers. Okay, I don't mind this. We are out of red mana, but the Goldhound can still tap for some treasure. Brushfire, okay. Okay, now that is a card. Brushfire is a card. We have the other Courtyard in hand, so I'm doing this now to thin out the deck. Brushfire is going to come down this turn, even though we could surprise them with it next turn. Okay. Crap. They're going to get Vigilance with whatever they plug the Homestead Courage into. Forced to chump. Yeah, hopefully that's the right decision. I don't know. This is a tough match. It's a very, very tough one. Opponent was stacked. Buff, buff. If they swing with both, only this one has Vigilance, but that's still enough. They go for the draw. I love the Plaza in that build. That's actually really cool because they could hit something that gives trample. Hopefully they just hit another land though. Okay, so we need to probably keep the Hellhound. Block and block. We're forced to do that, and I think Hellhound's better to keep here for more damage. The Lumimancer Vigilance, guys, never underestimate Vigilance. They found a charge through off the top. Oh my goodness, we are forced to look for something here. Because charge through gives trample. What a draw for the opponent, guys. And a Snakeskin Veil is just not going to do it. Player or permanent with hexproof can't be the target of spells or abilities your opponents control. Yep. That's that, guys. There's not a lot we could do. We could have, of course, yeah, there's nothing we could do against the trample. That was a good game. That vigilance really held us up, and I don't know if I played that one out to my best ability, if I'm being honest. You guys let me know. Was there a better way to play that one out? Very tough uphill battle, though, man. Woo! Fun match. Into the next one. We got plenty of time. Hopefully we get about 3 more matches in today. Hopefully we see more Wayward Guide-Beast, especially at the beginning of the matches, is where I really want to test that card out. But also, Eater of Virtue, too. I really want to see that. But I still only wanted 2 of them because it is a legendary and it, you know, isn't the best in every scenario. Okay. This is keepable, and I think it's going to be Hellhound instead of Goldhound this time around, because we have the Riveteers Overlook for green. Or to search for green, and then the Hellhound gets a pretty good swing here. Okay, might be... oh, nope. Okie dokies. We're gonna start with the land, because we don't know what this is. I don't know what it could be for one. Oh, it could be a, what's that card that gives -4/-1? Oh, that would really suck. I can't think of the name of it. It is, isn't it? March of the Wretched Sorrow for 2! Oh no! That slows us down pretty good. It does. Grab green or red? I guess green, like, yeah, Hellhound and the treasures and stuff could get us that green, but it can also get us that red too, so yeah, March of the Wretched Sorrow, that slows us down a ton there, and they gain a couple life too. That would have been sweet though. Sticky Fingers was about to come down. Okay. Wayward Guide-Beast is a good draw. Shows why maybe I should have actually gotten a mountain. Get an extra treasure here. And keep the Snakeskin Veil open. And we'll keep the Kami's Flare open too then. This could easily be a Doomscar. Yeah, pretty weird plays on my end. But I think Snakeskin Veil being open is going to be important here. Okay, maybe I saw it coming, since they didn't play this on white. But maybe they also just needed a blue source too. Kumano. We're going to start with the swing here. Yeah, weird plays. Very weird. We're not doing a lot of damage right now. Really shows the power of March of the Wretched Sorrow, right? Vanishing Verse does not hit the Hexproof Goldhound this time round. And we do have enough. We have Kami's Flare still open, and Kumano's pretty good. We saved the Wayward Guide-Beast to get the extra boost from the Kumano. Sorin, nice. Reasons to keep Kami's Flare open. Part 1, right? Boop. Boop. That is an extra 2 damage, and we get a swing at Sorin as well. Combat damage to a player, so we won't get a treasure if we do it that way, but that's fine. I'd rather, well, I guess we could go like this. It's 1 less damage to the opponent, but that's actually pretty good because we get the treasure and we don't have to bounce a land back. Of course, we could always just play the land again anyways, right? It's fine. It works. At least we have the extra treasure, so now the other Kami's Flare is open too. So yeah, no double white or a Doomscar. Ooh, still no double white. So it must be like a saw it coming or something, right? I don't know. I don't know what that could be. Oh, it could be that there's like a spot removal that has foretell too, right? Yeah, the Snakeskin Veil's always very important, isn't it? Kumano's a good draw. Yep. We full swing. Snakeskin Veil might come in handy again. March, and yeah, we'll save it. Nice. Let's hope that the opponent doesn't have too much over there. Bounce the forest back. That's actually really sick, isn't it? That's actually really cool. And we have Kami's Flare open still. Yeah, if it is a board wipe, then I guess GG opponent, right? I guess sometimes that's all it takes, but so far it's just been spot removal. This is control if I've ever seen it, though, so there's a lot of stuff we can draw. Another Guide-Beast. End up passing. Sticky Fingers. Okay. I'm afraid to play it, honestly, but I'm gonna try. Play it on the etching. Right? Because the extra menace could be good. We still have the Kami's Flare for 2. Feels like more spot removal, doesn't it? What it feels like. March of the Wretched Sorrow. They're going to gain 4 life here, guys. Oh, no. Okay. We're not out of this, though. 4 life, though. That is a lot to deal with. And look at this. Get to bounce that mountain back again. And then play it. And rock the Kumano. We still got the next Kumano coming next turn. And we have the Kami's Flare if they decide to like drop a Lolth or something like that, right? So there's the Doomscar. Oh, they end up conceding anyways. For a few reasons, right? Because one, that stuck, so they didn't know what that was going to be. But two, we were about to get the other Kumano. Kumano is just an insane card. It flips to the etching next turn, right? We were about to draw a card off of Sticky Fingers as well, so it was an uphill battle for the opponent, and I guess they didn't want to play out those final turns. Nice, that was sick. Wayward Guide-Beast did a lot there, didn't it? Okay, maybe I succeeded in this challenge. Let's go into the next one. Hopefully see more Wayward Guide-Beast and see if I'm right. Maybe... Now hear me out. I still don't think there's too much land, because there's going to be moments where you don't get a lot of treasure off of Sticky Fingers and stuff, right? But maybe we do drop a single land in favor for something else. We'll see. So Eater of Virtue and Goldhound is pretty spicy, but when we have the option for Sticky Fingers... Oh, this is going to die again. Poor Hellhound. Hellhound's going through it today. Wow. I can't believe you've done this, opponent. Get the Goldhound down over the Eater of Virtue. Lizard Blades comes down next turn and gets the +1/+1 from the Kumano, so... Luminarch. Courtyard. Man. Okay. Tough decisions now. Gotta be Lizard Blades. We gotta get the +1/+1. For sure. Courtyard is gonna grab green. And I think we just swing with Goldhound to get that extra damage through. Really tough decision. This is we're up against Boros, guys. This is going to be a very, very tough match. Boros is a top of the meta. There's good stuff packed into it. A swing here would be a trade into the Luminarch, except for the fact that we have Sticky Fingers in hand. Alright, no blocks. We're taking 6. We can outpace them. We really, really can outpace them here. So check it out, right? Sticky Fingers onto the Lizard Blades. Eater of Virtue. Attached to Lizard Blades. Big damage swinging in. 2 treasures. Gain a life. Let's grab a red source. Alright. We can attach stuff, but I think this is fine. Like, we could put the Lizard Blades onto something, but then Eater, and you lose the Sticky Fingers too. You wouldn't get to draw a card there, and so I think this is fine to keep everything like that. Play with fire. We get to draw a card. And also, the next thing we equip to Eater of Virtue has Double Strike. Brushfire is a great draw. These Boros opponents get pretty greedy with their attacks, guys, so a haste like this could be really good. See, especially if they don't buff the Luminarch past the 2. Now, they don't know we have Brushfire Elemental in the build. So, they don't know. It is at 2 now. They swing for 4. They're being a little bit safe. They have 1 white source open. So they actually keep the Luminarch back. That can block the Brushfire. Can we get this through? We can actually power up Den too. I think it's Brushfire. If we had a land... So, double strike, right? We full swing. We full swing because they don't know what's in our hand. We're forcing blocks here for sure. So that does not trade. That just straight up kills their Luminarch. And they're taking 3. This might be something. This 1 white source open might be something. That's really, really good for us. So do they have enough to kill us here is the big question. What do you got for us, opponent? Do you have 12 damage? I'm hoping no, because if it's a Raiju, then that's an extra 2, 5. It's a Raiju. An extra 5 damage, 11. Oh no, it is. It's enough. It's enough. Good game. And now I got too greedy. See, I'm over here making fun. Good game, opponent. I'm over here making fun of Boros players for being too greedy. And look what I do. I didn't save a blocker back. Ah, man. That was my fault, guys. Don't blame the deck on that one. If I would have kept Goldhound back, though, you got to think they could have dropped an extra... they could have dropped a land. They could have played with fired the Goldhound. They could have still ran through with the Thundering Raiju, right? So we would have had to keep 2 blockers back, maybe, and then we wouldn't have gotten any damage through. Tough match. Boros is still one of those things where it's like very, very powerful. You don't want to underestimate it by any means. Speaking of underestimating, Thundering Raiju. Oh, buddy, you do not want to underestimate that 4-drop. It does so much, right? Let's get one more match in. The video might go a bit longer than usual, but that's okay. It might be a fast match too, you never know. Right now we're at a 50% win rate over here in ranked, which is fine. It's better than getting one that's below a 50%, right? Opponent goes first here. Uh-oh. That's not good. Usher. No. Oh no, and they went first. Alright. Gotta play a little bit of catch up here and ramp into the Facebreaker next turn, potentially. Probably play this on red. Not a lot of green in the deck overall, and that's where the Wayward comes into play with these pathways too. They keep the 2 open. Probably a Fateful Absence then, right? I'd rather go Eater of Virtue here if it's a Fateful Absence. Nothing sticking. Alright, I mean, I'll take the 3, right? Yeah, nothing was sticking. They just didn't have a 2-drop. Okie dokies, Adeline. Okie dokies. Gonna be a tough card to get over. Couple Kumanos, and then a Facebreaker next turn. Definitely no joke. It'd be nice to be able to hit the Adeline with something, though. I don't know, guys. I don't know if I'm going to play this one outright either. Now I'm worried. I had a lot of confidence against the other aggro build. I thought we were going to get there. The thing is, this has Menace, and so getting a treasure here and then still playing the 2... We're going to take a lot of damage, but we could actually keep the 2 open for the Kami's Flare as well. Alright, I'm greedy. I'm greedy. If we want to win, we got to go fast. We got to do a lot of damage. We have to do more damage than them. And right now, it's kind of even, so I do know one thing. Them going first was really bad for us. This could be a Wandering Emperor. Down to 10. Adeline's Vigilance is powerful, to say the least. But that's why we have to get something down that blocks it, right? So let's do this. Let's do this. So, here's the fun thing. We get the swing because this has Menace. We get 2 treasures back from this. And okay, if it is a Wandering Emperor, either way they're going to play it. Okay, it's a Wandering Emperor. So, how we do this is they're going to -2 target it, right? And then we Professional Facebreaker. And their Wandering Emperor is down to 1 then. I was thinking maybe double block with the -1 instead. That would be better. Oh, what? We're safe? We're getting this 3 through. Nice. Okay, a couple treasures, which means we now have Kami's Flare open. And okay, so they wanted to buff the Adeline above the Professional Facebreaker, but we have the Kami's Flare and we have the Snakeskin Veil. Snakeskin Veil, our Professional Facebreaker still dies, but it would hit the butt of the Adeline, so... Alright, this is anyone's game. I'm on the edge of my seat, guys. I'm a little concerned, but we'll see, won't we? We had the option there to sacrifice the Goldhound to Professional Facebreaker. Eater of Virtue would... Okay, so they're going for it this turn. That makes more sense, right? A Kami's Flare here would be really good. Eater of Virtue, we get to draw a card here. You don't want the Exile, that's for sure. So they could have done that on our turn too. Okay, a land is off the top. I think they still gain the 2 here. No, they don't. It fizzles out. That's good. I think that fizzled, right? I think so. Thalia. Yep, we got a Kami's Flare now. Let's hit the Wandering Emperor. It's too powerful to keep alive, even though, yeah, we're going to be forced to block something else here. They're down to 7. Like, they have to think, like, what do we keep back? What do we swing in with? What do we keep back? I know that the Adeline's swinging. Elite Spellbinder. Oh, mono white. No, don't do this to me. Don't do this. Gotta be Kami's Flare. That Snakeskin Veil is not doing a lot here. However, Kami's Flare is doing a ton. Yeah, opponent played too many great cards. Oh, they hit the Veil anyways. That's interesting. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, we're forced to block. We're forced to block the Adeline. Adeline's too powerful, guys. No, my soul. I wasn't even thinking if they play more stuff, more creatures, that we're going to be forced to block the Adeline. I don't think there was a way through here, guys. You guys will have to let me know. There weren't a lot of great ways to actually kill the Adeline. We could equip give that menace to one of these, but it's over. It's over, unfortunately. Not a lot we can do here, guys. Not a lot we can do. Go ahead and let the opponent swing on in. We could have attacked too, but same concept. There's not a lot. You know why? You know what happened. We didn't draw our Wayward Guide-Beast. That's what happened there. I dropped a good game already. I did now. Alrighty, 40% win rate over here in ranked, and you guys decide, did I accomplish what we set out to do? Did I achieve the challenge? And at 40% win rate, now 5 games, that's a very small sample size overall, right? You got to play a lot more, and that's where I land here. I think more testing is required, so if you guys have the cards for this, go ahead and give it a shot. Not the wild cards though. Since Wayward Guide-Beast ends up rotating out this September and everything, unless you already have these cards, I would not craft anything here. Unless you really like Professional Facebreaker and stuff. If you're a red player like me, then obviously these new red cards that don't rotate out this September might be worth it for you. But other than that, yeah, the older cards, I wouldn't, definitely wouldn't craft these. But Wayward Guide-Beast did a lot, and our deck did a lot in general too. Like, the problem was we were up against the top of the meta, which is why we were playing in ranked, right? That's what we wanted. We wanted to see if we could make Wayward Guide-Beast good. I think in those 5 matches, we really showcased that there is something here, but did I achieve the goal? Did I do it? I don't know. It's really up to you guys. Let me know in the comments. Is this deck where Wayward Guide-Beast belongs? Overall, the treasures were amazing. I think Eater of Virtue did a lot there too, but it's safe to go down to one of these. Having 2 of these is probably greedy. I did want to see it more. Yeah, I would go down to one of these maybe. Go up another Snakeskin Veil, that could be good. Against like mono white, like we were just up against, you need something to kill Adeline, and we didn't have our combat trick for Antagonize, which would have been able to get us there. So yeah, that's what I recommend. Drop an Eater of Virtue, go up and Antagonize, and that would be pretty solid, honestly. Some other things too, I think Sticky Fingers is really, really good, and kind of like a forgotten enchantment. You see it played very rarely, but it's kind of like when people play modified builds, they mostly just go for like the counters, right? But modified includes the equipment too, and so Sticky Fingers is, I mean enchantment, sorry. Equipment, auras, and counters. So I feel like that's often forgotten, that Sticky Fingers also helps out with Kami's Flare and stuff, and that just seems really good. And Lizard Blades was also really, really good too. So I don't know if we want to go up a couple Lizard Blades. I don't think so. I think 2 is fine. If anything, maybe there were too many. I don't know. This is tough. Hellhound and Brushfire Elemental are great cards, but without having other landfall creatures in the build, the Courtyard and the Overlook slowed us down sometimes, but not a whole lot, because again, we had so much treasure. This was a tough one, guys. I don't even know, honestly, but I'm going to stop rambling right there. You guys just have to let me know what you guys thought in the comments, right? Either way, if you made it this far into the video, y'all are champions, and I super duper appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.